A storm is coming.
Reporting live from Baltimore, not the county, Baltimore, the real Baltimore, Baltimore City. You have Chelsea Nicole, and I know a lot of your shows from Baltimore, but today you're going to find out that you're not. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Chelsea. I come from a city where we don't acknowledge the state. The B shit is hooked in place. Watch how you speak about Baltimore, dummy. We had 990s all on your face. No matter the city, they all want to know about the wire and killings all over the news. These bitches digging out Xing on my niggas. Dick keep on Xing if they can say T. I'm trying to tell them, Baltimore ain't even Baltimore. DC is not even on the road. I play Virginia so much, get them shot while I'm on the road. Counties be claiming they honorable. I try to tell them to chill. Yeah, I try to tell them for real. Yeah, you can take me out of Baltimore, but I'ma still bring that Baltimore here. 4 wings, salt and pepper, ketchup with the hot sauce. Can't sit long, shit get you knocked off. Always play mirrors, shit get you psyched off. We get them cooked up, chefs out, eyeball. Bitches is claiming that they from the city. Damn, I just can't help that we litty. If you really from the city, who that red bitch over east? On beach, she get busy. K-Swift Baltimore, Club Mix Baltimore. We don't do go-go, we know they ain't Baltimore. Them niggas dragging, must be from Baltimore. Them bitches bad, ooh, they from Baltimore. 92Q on that radio, Baltimore. We hit them with the two-step giving Baltimore. They from security, no they ain't Baltimore. Anyway, it's everybody versus Baltimore. You from the west, that shit is Baltimore. Park Heights, the Avenue, that shit is Baltimore. Junction, the Village, that shit is Baltimore. Sandtown is rapping and stepping is Baltimore. Pikesville and PG, nah, that ain't Baltimore. You from the north, that shit is Baltimore. Grandma and Cater, your road, Baltimore. Anyway, it's everybody versus Baltimore. Nah, I can't study the wire to work on my exit. Fuck out of here, niggas actors. I'm born and raised in the city. They drop a body and niggas act like nothing happened. For Freddie, we riot. It's up if they try us. How the fuck out states attorney indicted? One thing about this whole city be wildin'. Bippin' the act or haunted when rotting. Know it's they strengths if the party is poppin'. Gotta hit legends for the chicken boxes. Check Murder Inc. if you think they ain't slotting. Damn, even the youngest is bout it. But man, out rap with the talent, they think we ain't got it. Just want us known for the violence. City make hustlers, grind and get it from the bottom. 10 toes, my niggas solid. Was raised in the county, they rap so they claim in the city. What school you was in elementary? Crossing that county line, you looking iffy. You get the best shot or shot when at Jimmy's. Hit up the block if we all try and see us some ass. So dance for a quick little bag. Home of the Ravens, anywhere we gon' drag. Anywhere we get a bag. Down the hill is Baltimore. Brooklyn is Baltimore. Alameda is Baltimore. Arundel Mills not Baltimore. Owens Mills not Baltimore. Randallstown not Baltimore. Columbia not Baltimore. Edgewood not Baltimore. Up the hill that's Baltimore. Bel Air Road is Baltimore. Latrobe is Baltimore. Cherry Hill is Baltimore. Glen Burnie ain't Baltimore. Poplar Grove is Baltimore. Woodlawn not Baltimore. I know y'all think y'all from Baltimore, but y'all not. It's Chelsea.
If I wanted to say that, I would have wrote it.
You implied that.
I said what I said.
Okay, well what you said was some bull.
But
That's
you
what
don't like it. You don't like it.
I sure damn don't like it.
Where's the what you want me to do?
It's Chelsea. It's Chelsea.
superstar. If life was a movie, then you know my rated R. So fuck your whole crew, him too. Spotlight, oompa, loompa, doopity-doo. Stunting on them haters like your boy a superstar. If life was a movie, then you know my rated R. So fuck your whole crew, him too. Spotlight, oompa, loompa, doopity-doo. If they bury me alive, they'll just say I'm fresh to death. If that hoe don't act right, you gotta play her to the left. Feel like the realest walking as long as the Lord give me breath. I'm bad with the pen, Michael Jackson, Jermaine don't hear me though. So deaf, been on my grind, my own shadow shine. No more talk, reject, decline. Money talks and that's all I'm hearing, so that other BS can get the hell off my line. About to go loot or roll out my biz. I'm on the clock with asking what time it is. How the fuck you ballin' when you can't even hoop? I get the party jumping, crash bandicoot. I don't fuck around with a nigga poop. Fuck with us, you be red as tomato soup. Different color diamonds in my motherfucking chain, got it looking like a bowl of Fruit Loops. I'm old school shoot, take your shit from a hoot to a coupe. Late night and the neighbors like somebody's rockin', knocking the boots. Yeah, cash rules everything, gotta get the loot. You ain't smoking, only gas your ass, got is when you poop. I don't wanna hear your bullshit like I got you on mute. You ain't got a lot to kick it, real niggas I salute. Killing this shit, I need a all black suit. Location to the paper chase, I'm already en route. Lyrical killer, cause of death, verbal dispute. Swagger perfect, how I execute. On God, don't eat that forbidden fruit. Stunning on them haters like your boy a superstar. If life was a movie, then you know my rated R. So fuck your whole crew, him too. Small like oompa, loompa, doopity-doo. Stunning on them haters like your boy a superstar.
So now I'm closer to God. But being closer is hard. The attacks get stronger, become much harder to fight, and they last longer. That's what it's always been. Joy with the pain, dark with the light, sun with the rain. With the right perspective, there can be something to gain.
Yo, can I with you? What?
ACT, did you see this?
Look, if it ain't official DanaJay, Levi for Kelly, or Prima Donna News, I don't even want to see it. Take this off. Look, you got some weed? I gotta get some. All right, hurry up. Diesel and them here, everybody here, we waiting on you. All right.
I know that there's more. More for you, more for us.
DJ discretion.
Flow still sick, I ain't talking that pandemic.
DJ discretion.
Flow still sick, I ain't talking that pandemic.
DJ discretion.
Flow still sick, I ain't talking that pandemic.
Oh yeah!
Say it louder, what you gon' do now? Hope you're ready, cause I'm really about to put it down. Girl, you know that I will never disrespect you. We love tomorrow, but tonight I wanna spank you. That ass count, gotta make it last now. Start out slow, then I'ma beat it up.
Who am I? Who am I? Who am I?
I was born in Illinois, mama making hella noise. Cause a star was born, and I'll take this as Amaretta gave him credit for. Cause early I moved to College Park, got rich like Ludacris, hit the lotto.
Who am I?
Right? You got New York representing where they come from, Jersey, Atlanta, DC. Yo, pork chop. Let's take it to Baltimore.
That chicken box flow, you know, is all season. Half, cheese, fish, hands, greasing. Fruit punch, lemonade, mix and fries, western. Hoorah, read up, cat, now who's testing? Wait, check out, just independent cards. Boys in the line, can't steal y'all. 2 jump on the 15. Baltimore niggas do Baltimore things. You never heard it flip like this. You never heard it flip like this. You never heard it flip like this. The percolator flipped into some rap shit. You never heard it flip like this. You never heard it flip like this. You never heard it flip like this. The percolator flipped into some rap shit. French braids, brows, arch and tracks global. House phone cut off, hit 'em on the mobile. Baby mama drama, baby father dumb shit. Want a relationship, you just won't hit. It's hard trying to find a sitter when it's time for clubbing. Call me all day and don't be wanting nothing. Flea market, bootleg, whatever on sale. Niggas cornrows looking better than females. Early morning thug that get your day going. That he say, she say, get your face swollen. Fuck paying bills, girl, gotta get that blouse. In jail cause moms ain't putting up the house. Flight jacket stitched up back and dirty Tim's trying to put my man on. She got dirty friends. Fuck home monitor, let the phone ring. Baltimore niggas do Baltimore things. You never heard it flip like this. You never heard it flip like this.
Hey!
You never heard it flip like this.
The percolator flipped into some rap shit. Go! What up, y'all? What up, y'all? Look. What up, Shooter? What's going on? Today live, this live right here, I promised y'all I was going to shock y'all. Didn't I say that? I said this live that I'm going to do today is going to be the shock value of your life. So, what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about how to reclaim our birthright. We're going to show you some things. We're going to show you some videos. Yeah, what up, Ben? I'm going to show you some paperwork. Excuse me, I'm going to show you how to pay for your bills. But don't try to do step 10 if you ain't do step 1. Don't try to do step 3 if you ain't do step 1. Don't try to do step 2 if you ain't do step 1. And I must say this. If you try to do any step besides them in order, you will be in jail for the rest of your life. If not terminated. Because it's considered treason if you don't do everything step by step. So, let's go there. First thing you got to do is go down to your local office and get your, you have to get your code, which is your certificate of live birth. It's the first thing you have to do. Once you get that, whether it be short form or long form, as long as it says certificate of live birth, not birth certificate, but certificate of live birth, you're good. Second thing you have to do, get with somebody like myself to get yourself an affidavit of ownership. But you don't fill it out. You just have it sitting as a blank. The pages that you see filled in by me, they will be blank. The notary will be blank. Go get you a red notepad. That signifies your blood ink signature, which is right here. Instead of you cutting yourself and do it, you go get a red ink pad and it, trust me, your thumbprint is there. Next thing you do, you get you a red ink pen, a blue ink pen, and a black ink pen. You make sure you have that ready. And see, and you would think I would have more people in here that want to know about this stuff. This is the discouraging part about it. Because people claim they want to know, but then you look and you be like, and you look at the numbers, you be like, oh man, see, I'm doing this for nothing. But I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. From that point of you getting your code, you go to your capital of the state, not the city. Hey, V White, you go to the capital of the state. You go to the governor's office. When you go to the governor's office, they give you a sheet of paper. You fill it out, then they ask you what Hague country you want to send this to or you want to be a part of. You give them your Hague country. Okay? And that comes from the Hague Convention. Big Vi say they scared of this info, right? You give them the Hague country. From that point, you will get this, and you will give them the Hague country and that form. They will ask you for your certificate of live birth. You're going to give it to them. When they get it, they're going to process it. You will not get your certificate of live birth the way you got it. It will then become stapled and paper clipped. And then you will get, I got to cover this number up. And then you will get this with the golden seal. What I just covered up, it will be your new identity number of the state. No longer 9 digits. It will be 8. Once you get that, the next step is you apply for your 9/8 EIN number. You apply for your 9/8 EIN number. Queen Bee say, Dana, I researched into the difference between birth certificate and certificate of live birth. And what did you come up with, Queen Bee? Tell us what you came up with. Either you can come on and talk about it, or you can text it in. Or you can call in. Once you get that, you are not to separate nothing that was given to you by your State Department. What I did, I put it in a folder, flapped it over, set it down until I went and got another certificate of live birth. So until you get all this completed, you got to operate in their system. Once I got my extra certificate of live birth, I came back and I printed out a form called a form of ownership. It's a white form. Hold on. I filled out a form of ownership. You fill it out and you put it in a folder, a vanilla folder. Please do not put it in a regular envelope. Put it in a vanilla folder. After you get everything notarized and everything, put it in a vanilla folder. Seal it. And you're going to send it to the White House. No, I'm sorry. You're going to send it to Virginia at the head Armed Forces office. They're going to check it. They're going to make sure you're good. And they walk it directly over to the White House, where they do a private ceremony. Where is it at? It's right here. Got to cover this up. And you will get it, and it look like this. Hold on. It will look like this. The United States of America. But if you notice, it's a different type of it's a different type of staple. It's a circle that go through the certificate of live birth. It goes through the State Department, and it goes to their joint. Now, what I covered up was my new router number out of the corporation of the United States. Meaning that, okay, it's right here. Meaning that if I'm going to do business within the United States, I got to do it with my 98 EIN number and not a social security number. I'm no longer in that system. I'm no longer a person. Hold on, let me go get it because I don't want to steer you wrong. I don't want to say the wrong thing. Bang. Bang. Here we go. Yeah, I was right. I'm no longer a person. Here we go. I'm no longer a person. That means I left jurisdictions. I left civic divorce, which means dead at sea, which is under the law of the sea, is what most people are born under now or then. And I went to common law. I, a man. Queen B said the birth certificate is an official document issued to record a person's birth, including identifying data. For example, name, gender. No. You're wrong, Queen B. That's what a certificate of live birth is. What is a birth certificate? Actually, it's right here in front of you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna give you the answer. Here you go. Here you go. See, you get the certificate of birth, but they switched it around and call it a birth certificate versus the certificate record of live birth. It's a big difference, and you're going to see that. United States spelled that way as a corporation. United States needs to return this land right back to us Negroes. Judah, I'm going to be honest with you. That's kind of disrespectful. And the reason why I say that is because all of us ain't Negroes. You have a lot of us who are Indians. So, and I challenge everybody to look up your truthful heritage. You'll find out that a lot of us is not even from Africa. So why are you calling yourself African American? So I'm going to start off with a film called Meet Your Straw Man, okay? And take notes. And go a little something like this.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all
the government. It loves you and wants to keep you safe and well. It even wants to make paying taxes, fines, and court costs easier for you. How? Well, you'll need to meet your straw man. He was born the same day you were. He looks like you, has the same name, and lives in your house, but you never knew he existed. You will have even paid his parking tickets or taxes. The worst part? He's been dead from day one. From every birth certificate, a legal personality, or legal fiction, is created with the same name to confuse little old you into thinking it's you. So, there is a human you and a paper you, or as it's commonly known, a straw man. So when it seems like government officials, court clerks, or the police are speaking English, they aren't. They're speaking legalese, designed to make you agree to verbal and written contracts without even knowing about it, all spun from Black's Law Dictionary. For example, when the police say, "Do you understand?" you'll say, "Yes." What they are really saying is, "Do you stand under our authority?" Oops-a-daisy, you just created a verbal contract with them. Oh, you clever government. Did you know that whenever you register something, you are handing over title to the person you register it with? That's right. Whenever you register something with the government, they assume it belongs to them. Registered your car? Super! Now you are the registered keeper of your vehicle, and the government can crush it when you don't pay your, strawman's taxes. Expecting a new bundle of joy? Well then you need to register your little darling with a birth certificate. Then they can start the process all over again and create a new strawman for your little one. Isn't that great? So when Junior grows up, he'll be able to generate revenue just like you have. When you notify on your baby by signing the birth certificate, your child becomes a ward of state. And if the government doesn't like what you're doing, they'll assume it's okay to take the child away or make new rules for things they don't like. Not enough school? Smacking your child? Shouting too loudly? Then it's off to social services for the little one. When you get a bill, it's sent to you but belongs to your straw man, not you. That's why bills, fines, and summons start with Mr., Mrs., or Ms. Sometimes you'll see your surname in capitals, just like on a gravestone. That's because your straw man is dead and just a silly piece of paper, created before you could comprehend or even consent to it. When you go to court, you represent your straw man, so you, the human, take on any costs, fees, taxes, and fines involved for the straw man. The human you doesn't even need to pay them. But you made a contract with the court by appearing on behalf of your legal personality or straw man, just like the government knew you would. Confused? Well, don't worry. The government doesn't want you to know anyway. If you knew, you'd stop paying things like council tax and parking tickets. Because when you go to court, you are representing your straw man. You are you, alive and made of flesh and blood. Your straw man, or legal personality, is a piece of paper created from your birth certificate. And you think it's you. What a silly Billy. Would you like to know more? Well then go over to
Okay, that's it. That's your straw man video. Now, I hear some people say, "Oh, but when you go to court, it don't work and this and this and this." I'm about to show you something. This brother right here. Case was dismissed because he challenged the straw man in court. But watch this. You see he didn't cross the threshold of the gate. That's one of the rules of the court. If you show up by special appointment, but never cross into their jurisdiction. You always stand behind the jurisdiction. Now watch this.
No. All right, sit down, please, sir. Just Keith. Pardon? Just which? Keith. I'm here to correct a mistake by the court. And by the state. Well, first of all, the court has made a mistake. Are you Wilfred Keith Thompson? No, that's not what I normally go by now. Can I see the information? That's a fictitious entity in terms of person legally speaking, sir. I've tried to clarify this a few times, but apparently the level of the conflict. So your name is Keith Thompson? My name is Keith. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. You don't have a last name, sir? I have a family name, clan name, but that's irrelevant today. So you are not Wilfred Keith Thompson? Okay, one more time on and for the record, I am...
Hold on. Queen B. It's the other way around. Your birth certificate is unofficial. Your certificate of live birth is official.
Nothing more. And sit down, sir. I'm looking for a Wilfred Keith Thompson. Please sit down, sir. Actually, please sit down, sir. Sorry. Can't do that. I served into the court this morning. Sir, I'm looking for a Wilfred Keith Thompson. You are not that this person. Sit down, sir. Please remove this gentleman from the courtroom. Thank you. That's the person you're looking for. Please, sir, that is the person. I'm trying to remedy things. Touch me and you will be charged. I'm a peace officer. You want to dishonor a court official?
The defendant's on the bailiff's desk.
Sir, are you here on behalf of Mr. Thompson? I said I was the administrator to that account. Are you here as agent for him? Could you guys please back up? Thanks. Are you here as agent for him? Not as agent, as administrator, much like you are administrator of this court. Sir, you're either him or you're here as his agent to speak on his behalf. Are you either of those? Yeah, it's lawful. Pardon? Yeah, he's in common law jurisdiction, which I established as soon as I came in here this morning and reestablished again. The bailiff understood me. This other bailiff, wherever she went, she understood me as well. And this gentleman doesn't like talking. We're going to take a recess. Thank you.
Thank you. All rise.
How long?
How long, sir? I don't have all day. Thank you. I have things to do.
We'll take the court.
Yeah, actually, please note that the judge has abandoned the court. He has abandoned ship, and I, as the sovereign in this room, claim authority. Case dismissed with cause and prejudice. Have a nice day. See you later.
I'm going to leave off, but I'll start making my way down from
That's great.
In my bag.
Hold on, his bag.
His bag.
Hold on, his bag.
And my water, please. Oh, I need my birth certificate. And you grab the BC.
It's on his desk.
Okay, that's the original.
Well,
okay. Yes. Actually, Ann, leave it there. Leave it there. So put it back on the bail. Thanks. They've got the real thing.
You can get that back.
No, it's in there.
Could have been that easy.
Well, did it we got a record anywhere in a court. Argue with him, you're done.
We're in lovely downtown Guelph, and I would encourage you, as a member of the Tourist Commission, to check out Beach Chocolates over there, fine imported sweets from Belgium, as well as Oderkirk and Taylor, personal favorite of mine. You can get imported olive oils from Palestine, depending on your politics on the Middle East, as well as fresh baked breads and artisan cheeses of all types.
That was all time.
How do we get into self-care from this end?
So what happened was, if you notice, the judge ain't budge until the judge got the paperwork. What was included in that paperwork? What he did was he put the judge's oath of office on record and then had it included in with his special appointment. And he made copies of what I showed you that I have. The same thing. The judge abandoned ship. That's what we call abandoned ship or running off the bench. They will get up and leave and ask for a recess. When they do that, that means they trying to change jurisdictions. If he would have crossed that bench way, that threshold, the bailiffs could have locked him up. But he didn't, because he stayed in his jurisdiction. So when they came, if you notice, he said, well, can y'all back up? You can't touch me. And the bailiffs knew, we can't touch him. But if you paid attention to the tall bailiff that came and got the paperwork, he was aggravated. When the judge read it, he evacuated the courtroom. Ask yourself this question. Why would a judge evacuate the courtroom? Think about it. Hello, everybody. Next thing we're going to get into is changing your status. 19 minutes of this. We're going to get into it. I'm almost an hour in. But let's listen.
I hadn't been on here in a little bit, and I thought I'd break this one out before everybody gets really busy with this Christmas stuff that happens. What I'd like to talk about this afternoon is a lot of people have asked the question, how do we separate ourselves from the trust? What's the process that we have to go through to be sovereign or disconnect ourselves so that everyone knows, the government and state and everyone knows that that we're separate and we're not who it is that they would have us to think that we are. I haven't done anything. I've not done any.
Hold on, Shooter. I'm gonna answer that. Hold on.
Any process. You don't have to file papers here and there like a lot of people would have you believe. I like to say to a lot of people out there, you don't have a driver's license. It's the trust that has the driver's license. Therefore, it's the trust that gets the ticket. And how can a trust, a piece of paper or a piece of plastic, be guilty of a traffic violation? It has no brain. It has no arms and legs. How can it drive? So that's what's really happening there. It's the trust that's driving. It's the trust that's working the job. It's the trust that's doing the banking and stuff. There's a lot of questions since the Zoom meeting. A lot of them I tried to answer, but it was a 4-hour ordeal. So I've got a list of them, a list of questions that I will address in videos. I'm probably going to do a series of videos pertaining to the questions that are asked, in the comments of these YouTube videos and in the comments of the Zoom meeting and even the comments of the channel, the Telegram channel. But you don't have to do anything. There's no paperwork that needs to be done, and I've heard it all, folks. Did the process that for $100 million. That means that nobody can access the trust until he gets paid the $100 million. You start doing paperwork and this and that against the trust, then you're acting as a pseudo trustee.
That's right.
You got to lay low, man, and just go ahead and do this thing. Use it for what it's worth. Figure out how to use this trust to benefit you. That's why it's there.
All right. That's what I wanted y'all to hear. So now I'm about to go to, and I'm gonna do this because I'm about to be a butthole. For all the people that talked about, oh, he don't pay his child support through the government. Oh, he a deadbeat because he don't pay through the government where they can keep a record of him. Oh, he don't do this, he don't do that. I told y'all, living this life ain't easy. First thing I'm going to introduce to y'all is the 1099A. Right? 1099A. Second thing I'm going to introduce to y'all. Hold on. Is the 1099C. So I gave you the 1099A and the 1099C. This is how, when you live in a private, you pay your bills. Now, Some people, it is what it is. But to be totally free, you got to do a process. Some people, like the brother I'm about to show you again, he said he ain't do the process. Okay. Well, pay attention to what he say about 1099A and 1099C. Let's go.
And those of you who are still hanging around, thanks for coming back. Here's the deal. I've touched on some things in the past and briefly spoke about them, and today I want to talk about one of the things that I'd mentioned. One of you out there, I'm not going to mention any names, but actually quite a few, that one suggested that I maybe do a little video on this. And my intentions was to do this, but I wanted to shake off the unchosen. If you're watching this video, then you are one of the chosen, or you're police, and that's okay. You're chosen to be here too. You need to hear what's going on. You can't stop it, but you need to hear it anyway. So, then like I say, man, any of this information I'm putting out here, if you can prove it wrong, man.
Please do.
Send me a video proving it wrong, and I'll put it on this channel. But prove it. So
it's more than just a paper shooter.
The information I'm going to share today, I didn't want to share to the general viewer. Only those that could stick around long enough. Because using this in the wrong way, in a greedy type way, doesn't ever go over too well. You need to use it conservatively.
The reason why adopted kids and foster kids have a different social is because they are awards of the state. They are property of the state. That's the only reason why.
You need to use it wisely. And that is the 1099A. Acquisition or abandonment of secured property. The other one is the 1099C, which is cancellation of debt. That's what I want to go over today, folks. This may be a long video. I don't know. It depends on how much I get into. But the man that turned me on to this, I'm not going to mention any names, but he showed me how to do this, okay? And his example was through automobiles. And what he was doing is he was taking these 1099As to the dealership, and he was buying one brand new car every month. He bought his wife a Cadillac, and then when he seen that he could do that, he started doing it every month. But what he was doing is he got greedy. He was using this to buy a vehicle. He would he'd take you to the dealership, pick you one out. You'd pick it out, and then what he would do is he'd buy it with the 1099A, and then what he would do is turn around and sell it to you for 60% of the cost.
Wow.
He was making pretty good money at this. And then after about 9 or 10 months of doing this, a couple of agents showed up on his doorstep, or at least that's what he told me they were. They told him, they asked him for his name. He's like, man, Chris, I thought I was busted. One officer told me his name, and then the other one took a couple steps back. They were standing at the front door. He was in his bathrobe. It's like 8:30 in the morning.
That's what time they come too.
The agent asked him his name. He told the agent his name. He said, then the agent leaned in and said, look, Mr. James, nobody needs a brand new car every month. Limit your purchases to one new vehicle per year, per adult, per household. He said, then they walked away. So he said that was at close to the end of the year, October, November, something like that. He said, so I had to drive my trash truck around till January before I could do this. But see, greed caught up to him. the dealership that I dealt with, greed caught up with them. You cannot abuse this. You know, if you're going to get a new car, get a new car. You know, and then drive it. You know, drive it at least till the warranty wears out. I wouldn't even get one every year. I'd just drive it till the warranty ran out and get a new one. Okay, so, but here we go. This is a 1099A, okay? I'm going to show you what one looks like, and then a little later on I'll come back and explain to you how to fill one out. This is a 1099A. This is one of the ones for $4 million that I sent to the Treasury. Okay, if you'll notice, take a really close look, you'll notice, or take a snapshot of this. I've covered up my Social Security number, or their Social Security number. But if you look at this document, it's simple. This comes, you have to get them from the IRS, okay? And you have to, they'll come in 3 copies. You have to have them from the IRS because they scan these things, okay? And then there's 3 copies. If you'll notice, there's a copy A, copy B, and copy C when you get these. These are carbon copied, okay? And up at the top, you'll see right up there at the top, right? That's the
what's up, Ms. Clark?
The name and the address of the lender. Okay? And then if you look down there, you'll see their number. And then if you look over to the right of that, you'll see my covered up Social Security number. Then my name and address, okay? Then if you look over here, you'll see that there's a couple more boxes to fill out. One's the amount, and down at the bottom, you'll see where it says lien security. That's the description. If you're gonna buy a car with that, you would put the year, make, model, and VIN number in that description, okay? And then you fill in the amounts. The date, number 1 box is the date. And number 2 and 3 are the fair market or balance of the principal outstanding or fair market value of the property. Okay, this is a photocopy of copy A. This is the one that was sent to the Treasury for the $4 million lien. Okay, they'll come 3 to a sheet. That's why this one's folded in half. I didn't want to cover up all the Social Security numbers, but there's 3 of what I showed you on this one sheet. Then what you do on the back of it, once you fill that out, on the back of it, you're going to sign it with a beneficiary signature. Okay. Here's a photocopy of one that I used in prison to show the inmates how to do this. See, it's just a photocopy, a black and white photocopy of what one looks like. You can print them off the internet like that, but you can't use them off the internet. They have to be the original from the trade, such as personal residence. There's a description heading, property. Property means any real property, real estate, such as personal residence. Any intangible property, intangible personal property, except the following. And then it goes on to explain a couple of things that you can't. So then it goes on, it says who must file. It just says that multiple owners of a single loan, like the banks. Government unit. A government unit or any of its subsidiary agencies that lend money secured by property must file a Form 1099A. They have to. It's not it's must, like shall, like the word shall. Subsequent holders, multiple lenders. You get a loan for your house. You get a loan for from the bank, and then the bank sells it to another mortgage company. Multiple lenders. But it'll go on to say on page 3, unless it's changed a little bit since from 2019. But it says, check this out. It says who must file, and it talks about coordination with Form 1099A. It says if in the same calendar year you cancel a debt of $600 or more in connection with a foreclosure or abandonment of secured property, it is not necessary to file both the 1099A, acquisition or abandonment of secured property, and Form 1099C for the same debtor. Think about this, man. You guys are going to want to go there and download these instructions and read them, man. I mean, this goes on to say who must file. File Form 1099-C if you are any of the following: a financial institution described in Section 581 or 591A, such as a domestic bank, trust company, building and loans association, or savings and loan association. 2, a credit union. 3, any of the following, its successors, or subunits of one of the following: A, Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC. You see it on the bank. You see it on the doors of every bank. Those that are federally insured anyway. National Credit Union Administration. Any of the federal executive agencies, including government corporations. Check it out. Any military department. U.S. Postal Service. Postal Rate Commission. A corporation that is a subsidiary or a financial institution of a credit union, but only if, because of your affiliation, you are subject to supervision and examination by a federal or state regulatory agency. Check these out. 5, federal government agencies, including a department, an agency, a court, or court administrative office.
Now watch this. When you fill one of them out and you call child support and you ask them for their EIN and they ask you what you need it for, you tell them you sending a 1099-C or a 1099-A to the Treasury. Why they get so upset? Because they don't fill them out and send them in. It's fraud. That's why I don't go through the corporation. Stupid folks over there that talk about, oh, he don't go through the corporation. You're right, I don't. I take care of my offspring in private. But let's finish.
Or an instrumentality of the judicial or legislative branch of the government. Any organization whose significant trade or business is lending of money, such as finance companies or credit card companies, whether or not affiliated with the financial institution. The lending of money is a significant trade or business if money is lent on a regular or continuous basis. Okay, check that out, man. That is crazy. The federal government agencies, including a department, an agency, a court, or court administrative office. Right? So what are courts? It's saying right here that they're administrative offices.
Thank you.
An instrumentality of the judicial or legislative branch of government.
That's all lower level courts. That's why I said there's only 3 real prosecuting courts. 1, district court. 2, Supreme Court. 3, the Military Tribunal Court. Those are the only top 3. Everything else gotta go through the district court. Everything lower than district gotta go through the district. So let's finish that part.
They're filing these things, folks. When you do the bonds, or when they do the bonds, or you sign the bond, you underwrite the bond, they're going to file a 1099-A on that, a check, brothers and sisters, a check on your trust, and they're going to hit you with it, man. It's a really interesting read, and I would suggest that anyone interested in getting into this read it over rather well, and because once you do, you're going to comprehend what it is that you can actually do with these things. Okay. Someone asked me last night.
Truth.
Well, when it goes on to the debt cancellation, read that. I mean, these things can cancel your debt just like that. Most of the time, banks will send them. The brother I was talking to last night, he said that he had a car, and they were down on their luck a little bit and missed the payments. I don't know if they were the last few or whatever, but they actually discharged the debt and didn't get the car. He claimed that they had that he hadn't got the title. They haven't sent him the title back for it yet. And I suggested maybe apply for a lost title or sell it without one. Let the new buyers apply for a lost title. But this thing is crazy. You can purchase things. Well, you can't. And this is, I'm gonna get into explaining to how you work this.
Yes, I do, Queen Bee.
Okay. You go into the dealership. You pick out what you want.
You get a bias.
Even say you want to trade in your car that you're upside down on.
And you get a bias deal.
For those that aren't familiar with that, that's where you owe more on the car than what you can get out of it.
Yep.
And you're upside down on it. That money that if they take it in a trade, don't you even have to haggle with these guys. Look, man, what will you give me on the trade-in on this particular vehicle that I'm picking out brand new? Say it's a couple $1,000s less than what you owe on it. What you're upside down on will just be added to the 1099-A. So they're going to pay off your old loan and then let you have the new thing, okay? The new vehicle. So you go in there, right? And, here's the thing about it. You can fill these out, and you can sign the back of them, and you can give them to whoever. But if they don't accept it, you're out of luck.
Right.
That's why it's important to know what you're talking about when you go in and roll up on these dudes, okay? Because
contract
the
law.
Particular dealership that I dealt with, they were, oh no, man, this sounds like fraud. I broke it down for them, and when you go in there and say, look, man, I'm looking at trading in my old car for this new one right out here. It's an $80,000 Escalade or whatever, just whatever, dually, Chevy truck, whatever, man. I'm looking at trading this old car in on this, if you spend more on them, they're probably going to give you more for your trade-in. So work that kind of deal out, and then tell them and then first thing they want to do, they're not going to think that you're going to take care of this right away. They're going to want to finance it for you. I went in, I said, look, dude, my credit sucks, okay? This is back in 2016. My credit sucks, man. I'm telling you right now. But let me have the application. So I filled out the application. When I handed it to him, he went off and he came back and he said, yeah, your credit's not too good, dude. We're probably not going to be able to finance you. I said, well, look, I don't want to be financed anyway. He said, well, why did you fill out an application? I said, I'm going to take care of this debt within, a month or two.
30 days.
Straight up. And his eyes got really big. And I said, I guess he was thinking I was going to come in with a
Yes, I do,
bank
Queen B.
draft or something like that. And I told him, I said, no, I'm going to take care of this. I said, look at here, man. I said, I gave you that application, and because I gave that to you, you accepted a trusteeship in a fiduciary. You created a fiduciary obligation that for the trust, and I broke down the trust for him. And you know, I thought it was going rather well. And he's like, really, you can do that? Yeah, man. You know, if you decide, Mr. Dealership Guy, that Chris needs a brand new, you know, Chevy Dually, then you can do that because you're in a fiduciary obligation. If you think I need one, you can do this. And I'll fill out this 1099-A and sign the back of it, and then you, acting as the trustee, can file this with the 1040-V. And you know, within 45 days, the Treasury will pay you. Oh man, that sounds like fraud to me, man. You know, I don't go to federal prison. You know, this is how this works. You don't know that they're doing this. These jokers out here that are fleecing your trust are using these 1099-As. You're giving them trusteeship, and they're turning around and they're filing these, and because you gave them trusteeship, they can sign your name on the back of them.
Yep.
Acting as an authorized representative.
Yep.
And then it goes to the Treasury. Okay? So, and they're filing them. The courts are filing them. Yeah, I just read a list to y'all who's doing this stuff. How come it's okay for them to do it, not you? It is okay. So I told dude, he said, look, man, he said, we're getting ready to close, and, you know, I like to work some kind of deal out with you, but, you know, I don't, you know, want to take the chance. I said, okay. I said, give me a notebook. And he gave me a notebook, and I wrote down, basically breaking it all down. Took about a page, not quite a page, you know, of what the transaction would entail. I said, here's what I want you to do, bro. It's not going to hurt you no more than taking a little time out to call your accountant and ask your accountant, you know, can you do this?
Yep.
Right? It ain't going to hurt.
Queen B, you're
I
right.
said, so tomorrow when you come in, you know, you got a little time between your sales of your cars.
Ben, you definitely
go
right.
ahead and
Esau
call your
owes
accountant
everything.
and just read it to her. Just read it straight from what I wrote. He said, okay, you know, it was nice meeting you. It's really interesting to hear what you had to say. You know, I thought I had this dude pretty much hooked and ready to roll, but he's shaky. So I said, look, man, here's my phone number. I put it on the bottom of this paper. If you find that you, after talking to your accountant, that you can do this, give me a call at this number. And if you want to trade this car I'm upside down on, is a Dodge Caliber. Too small, man. I had a couple teenagers I had to haul around. So, yeah. I said, give me a call. And we'll take care of this this new purchase. So he calls me. He didn't call me the next day, but he called me the morning after, and he said, hey, Mr. Hauser. I said, hey, what's going on? He said, do you still want to make that deal? I said, do you still want to take the trade in and accept a 1099-A in lieu of a final payment? He said, I said, first I asked him, I said, what's your accountant say? He said, man, I don't know who he's talking to, but they're a freaking genius. Yeah, do that. So he calls me, man, and yeah, man. He said, yeah, bring it down and, you know, clean it out and bring it down, and you know, we'll do this. Bring your 1099-A. Like I said, I keep one in my glove box for insurance. Keep one of these in your glove box. Get them from the IRS and keep them in your glove box. Put your 2 or 3 in there, okay? Because you'll use these. If you get in an accident, this is your insurance. You're self-insured. Why are you out here paying frickin' Allstate, you know, I got a young 20-year-old daughter driving an Accord, a 2016 Accord, and it's $1,100 a year just to have her on them. Yeah, roll with these, man. They are proof of insurance. Like I said, you can go into any courtroom and say, look, I'm self-insured. Prove that I don't have millions of dollars in my trust. If you can't prove that I'm not a multimillionaire based on the amount of money that's in the trust, well, then I am self-insured. Hey, judge, please find out how much money I've got in my trust.
Hey, darling.
If I don't have millions of dollars in my trust, prove that.
Big pimps.
If he goes to try and prove it, they're going to tell him it ain't none of your business. Leave that dude alone. Because they know me. This is what we did. This is where the money's coming from. This is this is how we're getting even. You mess with me, I'm getting in your pocket.
Facts.
I'm taking your money.
Facts.
Like my ex-wife. Oh, you ain't getting nothing from her. She's broke. She's filing bankruptcy. Well, I got it. So, and then you bank it. Somebody asked me, they said, well, how do you know you're a secured party? There's $4 million right there, says I am. You there? I got 15 of these, bro. I got another 12 that say $12 million. So they're in the bank. Prove to me, Your Honor, that I don't have $4 million in my trust. And I'll go out and I'll call Allstate. But if you can't, you sure can't try me for a violation of the implied consent law. So that's pretty much that.
All right, cool. So with that being said, I want y'all to get into y'all computers, or if y'all got a separate computer, I want you to pull up a separate tab. Here's where I'm about to make all of y'all go crazy at. Without showing your social security number, because I don't want nobody to show their social security number, their slave trade number. I don't want nobody to show that. So what I'm going to do is let's see. So what I'm gonna do, cause I'm just that type of guy. I'm gonna walk through this with y'all. Okay? I'm gonna walk through this with y'all. So on a separate tab, I want y'all to type in GMeeility.org. I'm about to put in the chat. Right there. https://www.gmeeility. It's going to look like this. I'm already hitting y'all. Hold on. It's going to look like this. what you do in the search bar, you put your social. Put your social. You put in the social, right? I put mine in there. I don't care, because y'all try it. I'm going to know who it is trying to access my stuff, and I'm going to have you locked up. Then you press search. You scroll up. If you see it, I clearly have 479 corporations trading on my certificate of live birth before I reclaimed it. The good part about this is I can scroll down and I can show every 100. The fun part about this is I can hit this number right here and find out where the headquarters is at, find out where the legal address is at. I can find out the entity information, the registration and authority information. And I can, once I reclaim my birthright, I can put a stop on this trading that's been going on ever since November the 17th, 2017. And demand all the funds to come back to me. Wow. I bet y'all didn't know that, huh? I bet y'all didn't know that, right? Huh? So, when it starts in the hospital, when you think you are getting your social security number and all that and this and this and this and this, that's all you're doing is setting yourself up to be traded on. And that's what they do. They trade on you. That's how the world of the United States go around. That's how they are the richest company, because they take your social security number and your birth certificate and they trade. They trade. You can also use that same step and look at the QSEP number that's on your certificate of live birth or birth certificate. Enter it in the same way you would do a social security number. Press search and you can see everybody that's on it. So you're being traded on for thousands and thousands of dollars. But look at all them companies. And it goes into your civic trust. The Rothschilds were very smart. George Soros was very smart. Think about it. Ukraine is the central hub. And I'm going to leave that there. So I'm going to show you one more video before we get out of here. It's 2 minutes long. It's proof that the 1099A and 1099C works. Let's go.
The neutral neophyte. I'm your host, Harvey Dent. Today let's talk about
Harvey crazy
1099A and C. Proof that it works. You can buy a car with this document from the IRS. Well, I don't have proof. Do you? Does the person that claims that it works have proof? What would you consider proof? Would proof be someone showing you a new car saying that they bought it using a 1099A or C? Or would you require audio or video proof in order to believe this fantastic claim? What would your family or friends or co-workers require as proof were you to present this information to them? Many viewers flash back to the time when I first hit YouTube scene in 2017 and how everyone supported me when I came with the information I had. But my information was accompanied with proof that anyone could perform and verify in order to validate the claim. No one has brought any proof of this 1099 A or C thing working. If you do have proof, please email it to harveydsfreedomline@gmail.com. If your opinion of me has changed because of my sharing my thoughts or gut feelings on this, I don't give a shit.
But Harvey is the one that brought the
What's up, family?
Harvey is the one that brought the see, he got the coupon and everything. Harvey Dent, the one that, this guy right here, he bought a brand new Porsche with a 1099A. And he's saying if you got proof that it don't work, send it to him. If you tried it and your proof worked, send it to him. So that way he can show. However, child support. I said that was the last one, but check this out.
Shalom.
This is my boy, King Stevens. Check it out.
Is King Stevion with the 100 Kings, 100 Queens representing. Checking in with y'all. Give y'all guys an update on meeting number 6, 7, and 8. We've been doing a lot of studying, and we're breaking through big time on some things. All the kings that emailed me stuff like power of attorney and the queens, anybody that sent me stuff out, someone hacked into my email and erased all of my emails. So if you requested copyright information and have your stuff copywritten, I already put that, I think, in a folder, but send that back to me again so that way anybody that sent out stuff about the cases, I got that still. But if you needed your stuff copied, your name and address copywritten, send me your name, what's on your birth certificate, your address, full address, mailing address that the child support agency mail you letters to. And if you got more than one address that you're using, like one that they mail you stuff at and one that they can come actually physically get you at, send me both of those and I'll get both of those copywritten. And for all the guys that I told before that need to take part in this, you need to go register with 1099 cap is what it's called. And as you see, they did a revision in 2019. So I'll talk about the details, brief details of the meeting after I go over this. Now this form right here, guys, it looks a little bit like the 1096, but you are going to file this with your 1096 form as well. That's going into last meeting. We briefly spoke about the 1096, 1040A, and once your trust is set up and all that, you're going to start dealing with the 1041, depending on which trust you're dealing with, because all trusts don't deal with the 1041. Just know that. I think there's 3 or 4 different trusts that deal with the 1041. Y'all can go look that up. But anytime you apply and start a new trust, the IRS will automatically tell you which ones you got to fill out anyway. But this one right here, depends where you are. It might go on your 1040. It might go over to your 1041. And your Schedule K1. Okay, almost forgot about that. And like I said, it depends on where you are. If you got your trust set up or if you don't. You see what I'm saying? That's when you get into the K1. Okay? Schedule K. Let's start off here. Now, you guys who are bosses, then bossed up, got all your stuff together. You got your brokerage accounts open. You know how to go in there, rec shop, talk to the courthouse like a banker should, a bank president should, a bank owner should. Then this is one of the things you want to do when you go buy cases, okay? Because we're moving up to the spot where we're walking up in there and we're buying out people's cases, okay? Well, we ain't doing it right now, but I'm just telling you, once you're in that position, this is what you're going to be doing. You're going to be setting the captains free. You can give the person who been ran over by the agency the option, hey, I can just get you out, you sign off whatever rights, give it to us and we'll handle it, or you can follow us, learn from us, and take part in it and become a shareholder of your own stock. Okay.
So that's all I'm gonna show about that, because it's a long video and y'all been here long enough. So for the idiots that say you can't do that, I just showed you can. I just showed you the paperwork that I can. So when people talk about, oh, he stole $13,000 from the defense fund, ain't none of what I just showed you said nothing about a defense fund. Ain't none of the paperwork I showed you say nothing about a defense fund. Furthermore, unless I'm auto man, how can I go into the cable wires and redirect funds? How do I know that you even sent anything? Stop. Y'all goofies running with anything. Idiot mentality. I just had to show y'all that. DanaJay gone. I'm on a Bonjean watch. And see what else the government and Bonjean drop. If they drop something else, I'll be back. If not, get ready for sports talk with myself and coach. All right? Peace.
Swimming in you. Hey, little mama said I wanna take her. Dipping your pool. Just go for a little dive, yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah.